continuing to do some testing on an Elka 610. What I've observed is that I powered this section up, the main synth, with 27 volts from basically from a battery rig that I made. That was not enough to power up all components of the synth, since this upper section gets 20 volts fed into it. But it was enough to get power to these boards. Okay. Now these boards contain frequency dividers, a master clock, and a top octave generator. Now, it only worked for a little while. I did see square wave pulses coming off of, these chips, not necessarily everywhere they should have been. And there are some, there's bits of corrosion, there's bits of rust. These are old chips. Plus these SAJ 110s are known to not be the most reliable. And these PET capacitors all have cracks in them. I mean, literally all have cracks in them. I don't think I can zoom in to show you. Well, you can sort of see it there. And another one. And another one. I mean, all have cracks in them. They're very delicate. I already broke one just moving it slightly. So, anyway, I found I had a short. That's not a good thing. I mean, look at these wire bundles. Ooh, you don't want to short in this synth. But luckily, it has a lot of discrete cards. And since I was only energizing this part of the circuitry, stands to reason this is where I'd find my short. So, in looking at the wiring, I see that some wires go forwards and some go backwards. And the short is just between this backwards going red wire and this backwards going black wire. So this is what's providing power to this section all by its lonesome. So I pulled the boards, and I no longer have a short once I got to the last board. So I'm going to push this board back in, and we'll see what happens. Okay, now we've got some kind of short going on here. It looks like it's charging a capacitor, and there are capacitors here that hadn't been energized in like 20 years. But I believe this is my problem, because what I was seeing was, I don't know, a couple hundred K, something like that. Enough so that anytime I was applying power here, it just wasn't working. So this actually makes me feel pretty good. Now it doesn't prove that there aren't shorts on these other boards, so I actually have to pull this again, reinsert each board, and check them out. Now it looks like we're steadying out. So yeah, there should be more than 20K resistance, I believe. It doesn't sound reasonable. So more to come.